Hi guys, welcome to another of our webinar. How are you feeling today? You guys seem to be a bit quiet today. You want to say hi in the chat right now? We want to see who is here. Like I see Eric is here. Yes, right now, just go into the chat and just say hi. Hi Kunlin. Yeah, I see all of you like saying hi right now. Joseph, so good to see all of you here. Hi Deborah. Yeah, Deborah said that she just came back from a quick getaway from Penang. Wow, that's really awesome. So I think time really flies, and I can't believe it's already May. I'm like, wow, I thought it was just like maybe yesterday since we just celebrated New Year's Eve or something. And now we are almost coming to the middle of 2022. So I guess the good thing is that a lot of the countries have actually loosened up on the restrictions of going out or even traveling. And the latest news is actually from Indonesia, right? Do we have any of our participants from Indonesia here tonight? Let us know in the chat right now. Anybody from Indonesia? Yeah, because I think now travelers don't even need to take PCR tests anymore to go to Indonesia as long as you're fully vaccinated. So those of you who have been planning a trip to Bali or anywhere else in Indonesia, this is your chance for it. So are you guys excited to start renewing our routine to going back to normal? I think probably because I was just looking at the number of participants tonight. Like there's definitely a lot of us, a lot of you who have joined us tonight. But I think compared to like during the COVID days, I think maybe there are not as many participants because probably some of you are starting to like go out with friends and things like that, right? But we are so happy to have you guys join us tonight. Thanks so much for being here with us. Okay, so other than Deborah, who just have mentioned that she has just come in from Penang, who else have started traveling again? Let us know in the chat right now. Have you started traveling? And if yes, where do you go to? So maybe while you guys are sharing with us, I just want to share with you that I actually have started traveling. I just got back from New York a couple of days ago. So I think if you guys remember, about 2 years ago, my last trip out of Singapore was actually to New York for a Global Love Conference. And 2 years later, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. I'm doing this trip again. So I just got back. It was really awesome. It was conference with more than 100 matchmakers from all around the world. And, there were like a lot of really awesome speakers, and I really learned so much from them. And I'm very excited to hopefully bring some of these speakers onto our webinar as well. I think, they really have a really great insights, and that I always love to like just, bring on external speakers as well to share their tips and advice for you guys. Okay, let's see. We have Polly who also went to Penang. Wow, Penang seems to be a hot spot. And then but then Polly said and caught COVID along the way. Oh no. Okay, but I'm sure you're vaccinated, so that should be okay. And then we have Joelle who traveled from the Netherlands to Hong Kong. Wow, that's really nice. But I think Hong Kong still have the what do you call it, still have the quarantine for now. I can't wait for the quarantine to be lifted for Hong Kong because I would love to visit Hong Kong again soon. I love the food in Hong Kong. Okay, so with more places opening up, I'm sure some of you have also started dating again, because I think sometimes some of you might be worrying like, oh, like what if I catch COVID and things like that. So maybe you have been a bit more hesitant on going on dates. So I hope that definitely with things opening up, you have started going on dates again and preparing yourself for real dates soon. And that's why we have decided to pick tonight's topic. So are you guys excited? Let us know in the chat if you are. You can say yes. But before we jump onto the topic, I'm curious to know how many of you are actually new to our webinar. So please type in the chat right now, is this your first webinar? If it's first, you can type 1. If it's your second, you can type 2. If it's your 10, you can type 10. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have quite a number of newcomers. With Simon, we have Kunlin, Noriko, Polly, Michelle, Tracy, SF, Joel. Wow, so many newcomers. Dominic, and then of course we have some of you. I can recognize your name, so that means you have been supporting us for quite a while now. So thanks guys for coming back. And of course to all the newcomers as well. Really like to welcome you. So if you're new to our webinar, just want to let you know that generally we like to keep it fun, light-hearted, engaging, and we try not to just have like us droning on and on. We really want to hear from you as well. So, like you can just type in your chat, I can see your replies. And of course, we also usually do polls as well to just, like find out from you, where are you at right now? And, like to just get to know you better and understand you better as well. Okay, so before we get started, before I introduce to you our love experts for tonight, which I'm very excited about because these are two new faces. So those of you who have been attending our webinars for a while, right, you have never met them before. So I'm really excited to introduce them to you. But before I do that, maybe I just want to do a quick introduction because I see that there's quite a number of you who are quite new. So as you can see, my name is Violet. I know I'm dressed in violet. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Lunch Actually, and have been doing this for about 18 years. And I'm like, whenever I say that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I sound super old. But anyways, how I got started in this was that I was working in a bank and I saw that a lot of my colleagues were single and not dating. And I thought that was really curious because, bankers being bankers, usually they are like well qualified, they are attractive, they are eligible, they are well groomed. So I was just thinking to myself, why is it that they are single and not dating? And at the same time, I have quite a number of friends who are like getting married and getting engaged at the same time. And I was thinking, what's the difference between these two groups of people? Like why is it like one is not even dating and the other one is getting married? Then I realized that people who are getting married or engaged, they usually met their other half at school or at university. And that's actually where I met my then boyfriend, now husband as well. So I realized that, like if you kind of miss the opportunity, and I mean, you must remember this was 18 years ago, there were no dating apps and things like that. So if you kind of miss the opportunity of meeting someone that you can connect with, right, it gets a bit more difficult, once you're out of school or out of university. So when I came across the concept of lunch dating, I thought it was a great idea. So that's the reason why I've decided to quit my job then and started Lunch Actually with my then boyfriend, now husband, Jamie. Yeah, so about the Lunch Actually group, we are currently in 6 different locations: Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Thailand. And recently we also started our B2B arm in US as well. And so we do quite a number of things, but what I would really want to share with you and I would like to emphasize on is really our philosophy when it comes to helping singles find love. So I think a lot of singles, when you ask them why they are single, right? I'm sure you have single friends, you can ask them. Chances are their answer would be close to something like because I've not met the right one, which is true, for sure. But what we have realized after being in the industry for like 18 years is that we have realized that meeting the right one is just one part of it. But the other part of it is also we need to be the right one and also choose the right one as well. So we realized that, like being and choosing is really important, but a lot of platforms out there actually do not address this. It's very much focused just on meeting the right one. So that's the reason why we started our coaching arm as well, because we really want to help our singles to be the best version of themselves. And at the same time, during COVID, we started this webinar series. During COVID, we actually do it on a weekly basis. But of course, like as we slowly come out of it, like we also know that you guys are very busy as well. So that's the reason why we are currently doing it on a monthly basis. And we're very excited to continue doing this because we really see this as an opportunity to really share our knowledge, our experience, as well as our expertise that has been gathered from like the last 18 years. And of course, sometimes we bring on board like external speakers and experts to share their viewpoints and their experience as well. Okay, so with that, I would like to welcome our two love experts here tonight. We have Aaron and Kit. Where are you guys? Aaron and Kit, are you there? Yay! Okay. Well, both of you like you all decide to like wear the same color, is it? How come you all never tell me? Then I can like wear the same color as you guys. But anyway, I will still wear my same color lah. Okay, but anyway, like what I'm saying, like it's actually the first time for them speaking at our webinar. So please welcome them. Like you can write in the chat like welcome Aaron, welcome Kit. Yeah, please give them the very warm Lunch Actually welcome. Like all our speakers, right, be it internal or external, when they first join us for the first time, they are always like super impressed and touched, right, by the welcome that you guys give them. Okay, so please give the same welcome to Aaron and Kit. Okay, so while they welcome you guys, so maybe Aaron and Kit, you would like to introduce yourself to our community tonight. And also, since we are talking about first dates, do tell us one of your clients' interesting stories about their first date. So maybe we'll start off with Aaron.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Hi, Violet. Thank you, Violet. And also, my name is Aaron. Okay. I am the Deputy Head of Sales for Lunch Actually Group. The story for my client. So I have this gentleman, right? Every time, right, he goes for a date, right? He likes to actually share about his ex. So I really don't understand why. So I did actually try talking to him. I explained to him like many times, right? And apparently he didn't stop. So finally come one day, right? He's going for his next date. And before that, I did mental prep. So also prepared a series of questions to actually prepare him for the date. And he can have some engaging conversation going on. Uh, so apparently things didn't start off right. Everything didn't start off right. Yeah. So from the start to the end, they can't meet both. Both the lady cannot meet him. Both of them are actually in the same restaurant. So it turns out they are just sitting like one seat away. The restaurant has actually placed them in a different place. Um, so the good thing happened is that because of the delay, right? And all those fumbling and all those calls to actually arrange the two of them to actually catch up with one another, he apparently forgot to talk about his ex. And he got himself attached. So sometimes, yeah, things come, sometimes things may not be like really bad things that can happen. Yeah, so yeah, so back
Wow.
to you, Violet.
Thanks, Aaron. That's very interesting. I was going to ask, like, our participants tonight, who is guilty of that? Who talks about your ex on the first date? Let us know in the chat. Don't be shy. Like, so we know that you're not the only one out there. Okay, so thanks, Aaron. I think that's really helpful. So, hopefully, our participants hearing this story will know and remember that they will never talk about their ex ever again. We have Kunli who say, when I run out of conversation topics, oh my goodness, when you run out of conversation topics, please talk about other things. There's so many things to talk about, right? Okay, now over to you, Kit. Yeah, please tell us more about yourself and also share your story too.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Violet. It's so nice to be here for my first webinar, and I hope everyone is having a good night. And I hope that tonight's webinar can help everyone on the first day, because I believe that the first day must feels like ages ago. So I'm a dating consultant in lunch, actually. So I'm from Hong Kong. Actually, I'm from the Hong Kong branch. Actually, this funny story, just I heard that like few days ago. So a male client called me, tell me about his first date. And then he said, hi, Kit. I want to tell you a funny story. I said, please go ahead. I love funny stories. And then he said, well, I met a lady last Friday, right? I said, yes. She showed up without her makeup on. And then we sat down on the restaurant. We sat down on the table, and then she excused her and then went to the bathroom, and then came back with full makeup on. And then he said like, wow, that's a big transformation. So I would like to take this chance to remind everyone, not just the ladies, but also the gentlemen, prepare yourself like before. Don't forget, don't stress out. Prepare yourself good, like presentable to go on your first date and enjoy. Yeah, that's about it.
Kid, that is so funny because like I always tell our clients or our ladies as well, right? I say it's like, you need to come prepared, like what you have said, Kid. You cannot like go and see the guy like, hey, actually this guy is a guy I want to impress, and then I go back out and then put my makeup on, right? Like, oh my goodness, it's like like you say, the guy is like so shocked. It's like, okay, like this is the A and then the B. Ma is very interesting. Ma say, wow, the lady do make up so fast. Yeah, I think they pro already. I think sometimes like my colleagues in Hong Kong was telling me, right, sometimes like previously before COVID, they even see people just doing makeup on the train, right? Like they just sit there and then they just do their makeup and then it's a totally different person who come out. Yeah, but like what Kit has mentioned, definitely please do not do that, because you want to put your best foot forward. You want to make the best impression. I mean, just like when you go for interviews, job interviews, you don't do that, right? You don't like go and say, hi, give me a moment, and then you go to the toilet and then come out and change your clothes and put your makeup. So please don't do that for your first date as well. Okay, so I think everybody is very excited about going on a first real date again. That's why they are here joining us for this webinar. And I think even though virtual dates are fun, and actually at lunch, actually during the COVID times, we really try and make it fun. We create different themes for our singles, when they go on virtual dates. But I think it's just different, face to face is different. You get to experience the person differently as well, and it's really different from virtual dates. So I'm really curious to know if our participants tonight has any physical dates happening soon, like maybe tomorrow, next few days, next weeks or next month. Okay, so let us know right now. We want to hear from you. Are you planning for a physical date soon? Yes. It's very easy. The poll should be right in front of you, and all you need to do is just click one of the answers. Okay, so a lot of you are clicking. Good job, guys. The rest of you who are not clicking, it's not difficult. Just choose one of the answers. Okay, I think almost half the room has participated. The rest of you, don't be shy. It's anonymous anyway. So even if you click the fourth answer, like nobody know that you have clicked it. So just let us know, because we want to know, are you going on a date soon? Okay, I'm just going to close the poll soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So we have about 70% of the room that have answered the poll. Thank you so much. And quite a big spread. Okay, so 25%, so 1 in 4 of you actually say, yes, I have a date coming up soon. So maybe those of you who have answered this, right, you can let us know in the chat, when is your date? Okay, like, so we can all feel excited for you. When is it? Tomorrow? A few days time? This weekend? Next week? Okay, and then we have 34% of the room who say, not yet, but I'm actively looking on dating apps for matches. That's awesome. And then we have 28% of the room who say, not yet, but I'm actively joining events and groups to meet more people. Very good. Okay, so we can see that most of you are very proactive. Either you already have a date coming up soon, or you are looking actively for it. However, 13% of the room say, no, I don't have any dates coming up soon, and I'm also not looking to. Maybe you want to share with us why. Okay, because I'm sure if you are here, that means you are looking to meet someone special. So maybe you can share with us, what is actually stopping you? What is your biggest challenge right now? Okay, so wow, a lot of you are answering. We're so excited for you. Polly say this weekend. Wow. And KK say tomorrow. And then okay, quite a number of you have answered. Some of you will say, like waiting for us to find you your next match. Yes, we are definitely working on it. Okay, so with this, I'm very, very excited for so many of you who are like having dates coming up soon. But even if you don't have any, it's okay. Like if you're actively searching, like I applaud you. If you're not, like I say, please let us know why not, because like I always tell singles, like I say, at the end of the day, right, like dating, it's like you need to take action. Like even though a lot of us, like we are hoping for serendipity, we hope to like walk out of the house, turn right, and then the person turn left, and then we bump into each other and fall madly in love. Of course, these kind of things do happen to some people, but this is definitely the exception, not the norm. So definitely, if you are attending this webinar, that means you're excited about meeting new people. So yes, please take action and do something about it. Okay, so let's jump into the first topic, which is conversation. Okay, so this is one of the most highly and most frequently asked questions by singles, which like just now, right? Like just like what Aaron was sharing just now, the guy who always talk about his ex during first date. And then I asked some of you guys, and then some of you actually say that, yeah, when I run out of topics, then I talk about my ex. Oh my goodness. So please don't do that. Okay, so we have our love experts here to help us with that. Okay, so Aaron, share with us, do you have any conversation tips that our singles can use on their first dates so that they can stop talking about their exes?
Yes, for sure, Violet. Okay, so I got 2 tips. Okay, so number 1, right? Okay, for those who are actually most of the time you get nervous, or you are perhaps someone that's actually introvert, or you may get yourself very shy, right? So one of the things that sometimes we know that it's really, really very hard, right, to kickstart a conversation, or even worse still, how to keep the conversation more engaging. Yeah. So so here's very, very quick trick. Okay, so this one is very, very simple one. Okay, prepare a lot of different type of topics to discuss. All right, so always get yourself different contents, different areas that you can have. Do some research before you're going out on dates. Yeah, so then that will actually make you sound better, and you can have that conversation continuing on. Yeah, so you can continue to explore 5 more questions from the same points that you are actually going through, like perhaps you are talking about movie, how do you enjoy about the movie, and things like that. Okay, so the next part to it, right, you can always go for something that is new. Okay, either it's exciting, or past memories that is very, very memorable for yourself. Yeah, or even something that's funny. Okay, so prepare your questions right in a way that it doesn't end off with only like one or two answer. Okay, always prepare yourself with a paragraph of answer, expecting a paragraph of answer from the other party. Okay, so like we are talking about traveling. Yeah, you can always talk about hey, are you going for travel soon? Okay, that will become yes and no. Okay, where is the next travel you are going to do? What do you look out for also? These kind of things you can talk more. Yeah. So tip number two, okay, always pay attention. All right. So when you are actually talking to someone, right, always make sure that you are looking to them in their eyes. Yeah. So that will actually show that you are very paying attention to them, you're listening to them. So an active and listener will always be more attractive rather than someone that I don't really care. So yeah, so maintain your eye contact and make yourself look respectful to the other party, and definitely you will look better. Yes. Yep. Okay. Back to you, Violet.
Thank you, Aaron. Yeah. Yes, I totally agree with that. And I think sometimes, like we get nervous or we keep trying to anticipate what the other person is going to say. Like so we are like, oh, okay, this person is saying this. Then I keep thinking like, what am I going to say next? So then we end up actually not listening well, like not being a good listener. So I think what Aaron has mentioned is very important. Like rather than keep trying to think and keep trying to anticipate and then keep trying to find like a follow up thing, like it's better sometimes to just be a good listener, and then like people just feel very appreciated when they are being listened to. So in fact, like when I was growing up, people always feel that they say very comfortable talking to me. They say I'm such a good conversationalist, and then I just realized actually I didn't say much. So a lot of times I'm just like listening to them, and then just asking follow-up questions here and there, and like they feel that wow, like this is so refreshing, because usually like when I talk to someone else, like like they don't feel being heard or being listened to. So I think that's definitely a very very good point over there. And I think like what Aaron has mentioned about the conversation topics as well, I think that's very very important. Like a lot of times, like when people go on dates, like they just jump like from one topic to the other, so it's very surface. Like they'll be like, oh, what's your favorite food, what's your favorite movie, what's your favorite travel destination. So you look at it, it's like it's very surface, it doesn't go deep. So I think it's very important, like what Aaron has mentioned, to decide like on the topics that you want to cover, and like being very strategic about it. So for example, if you want to make sure that the person know more about you in terms of your personality, about like your character traits, about your like positive points, then you must make sure that this is being covered. But of course, you can't say things like, oh, by the way, I'm very kind one, I'm very kind and very compassionate. Very weird, right? Like who says that? Okay, so it's like you need to think, okay, how am I going to share stories, anecdotes about myself that is going to show that I'm actually very kind, I'm very compassionate, like I love kids or I love animals. So for example, when people ask you, hey, what do you do during your free time, don't say things like I do yoga, I go watch movie, like I mean, everybody says that I'm serious. Like every single girl, right, will say I go and hang out with friends, I watch movie, I do yoga. Okay, so you really want to be sharing things like things that would show your positive sides. For example, if you're very kind and very compassionate, it's like, oh, like before COVID, like I actually do quite a lot of volunteer work, and this is where I do why I do it, things like that. I mean, of course, please don't make up stories, like only tell things that are true, lah. But I mean, these are just ways for you to prepare like all these stories and anecdotes so that you can show off your like best points. Yes. So I think Kit, you also have some great tips for us. So you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, thank you, Violet. Of course, I also have two tips for you guys, because especially after COVID period, like we are kind of out of shape, like no matter mentally or even physically, right? So we forgot, sometimes we forgot how to make a face-to-face conversation for now, because we stayed at home for too long. So we want to complain. We want to say something like, oh, COVID make me fat, COVID is blah 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 blah. But on your first date, please be positive. Even though you want to talk about COVID, you can talk about something fun happened during the COVID situation. Maybe I don't know how to cook before, but COVID situation made me a chef. Like I love to cook now, and you can talk so on and so on. Like what do you like to cook now? Like just make the interesting, just make the whole conversation interesting, be positive. So your first date want to engage with you. This is my first tip. So the second tip will be try to tell stories instead of facts. Let me give you an example. Like I ate sushi last night. That's a fact, right? But try to make it a story. Like I ate sushi last night, but especially I like salmon. Like I don't know why, but it tastes good. Like what's your favorite sushi? Do you like Japanese food? Make it a conversation. Make it a story. So your first date can join your conversation and have a fun time together. Yeah, that's my second tip.
Wow. Okay, I totally agree with Kit, especially the part on being very positive. Yeah. So sometimes, right, we may not be 100% like find that our dates topics are very interesting, but it's something that someone feels that they are actually very enjoyable. So look at it in a more positive way. Okay. It's definitely more interesting, right, if we keep a positive mind with everything. So when that person, right, might mention perhaps let's say, oh, books that you don't read at all. Yeah, but I mean, you can share honestly. So be honest, be genuine. That's important. But we can always end off with a more positive note. Yeah. So, like for example, okay, I don't really read Harry Potter book, but my friends enjoy the books a lot, and in fact, I like the movie. So, being this positive attitude, right, can definitely make yourself look more attractive, and also make the date feel good because it's their topic. They don't feel that their topic that they are actually talking, right, being too dull or too boring for you. Yeah. So yeah, even if you don't share the same mindset, okay, you can also end off with a positive note.
Thank you, Aaron, for that. That's definitely very smooth. We have a very interesting comment here from Li Leong. Oh my God. OMG. Can I date someone who doesn't like Harry Potter, please? It's literally on every bio. Okay, so to those of you who don't like Harry Potter, maybe you can let us know. We'll introduce you to Li Leong. Okay, and then Eunice actually mentioned that I totally agree with Kit. I forget how to communicate with people. So Eunice, don't worry, you're not alone. I think, like quite a lot of us, like we are just so used to like Zoom or something, right? Like when we meet people in person, like sometimes we are like, okay, how do we go about this? What do we talk about? So that's why we have this webinar to help you. And we have Kang who said, can we talk about family on the first date? Definitely, like if you feel comfortable with the person. And honestly, I think when it comes to dates, it's also about how deep you want to go. If you feel comfortable with the person, you go deep, you are more vulnerable. So chances are the person will also go deep and be more vulnerable as well. Because if like you just keep talking about very surface stuff, probably like that's also giving a signal to the other person that you are not really willing to go deep, and that's the reason like maybe you won't end up with a second date as well. So lots to cover. So we want to jump straight into our second topic for tonight, which is also one of the common things that happens on the first date, which is the nerves or the butterflies in your stomach, or like the jitters, whatever you call it, right? Like sometimes we overthink things during our preparation, and it just leaves us feeling like really nervous, like be it before a first date, or like even like sometimes I mean, for example, before we go for a job interview, or even before we go give a speech, for public speaking, things like that, right? So talking about jitters, like we want to just find out from the room, like what sort of jitters or nervousness do you usually have when you are going on a first date? Okay, so I'm going to launch the poll. We want to hear from you. Yes, so do you have any of these first date jitters? If you do, please indicate. Okay, like we don't have an answer for no. Maybe some of them very confident, they're like no jitters. Okay, but anyway, maybe those of you know can put others. Okay. So wow, it seems that like many of you do not really have jitters, or maybe you have different type of jitters. So you can tell us in the chat also. It's like, if you put like jitters, you put others, is it because you have no jitters, or you have like different kind of jitters? Okay, so thanks guys for answering. I'm just going to end the poll in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, end poll. Okay, so we have 10% of the room who say shaky hands. Okay. And then 12%, slightly more, 2% more say shaky legs. Okay. More of you actually say sweaty palms, okay, 17%. And then 18% say stomach ache. Wow, okay. And 43% say others. So I'm not sure, is it you don't have any jitters or you have other type of jitters? Okay, so let me see. Billy, very interesting. Billy say itchy nose. Okay, I'm not sure if any of you have this same jitter as Billy. And then Eileen say keep going toilet. So I think stomach ache lah. So it seems that stomach ache is the highest. So those of you who have stomach ache, you're in good company. And then we have Noriko who say sweaty face. Interesting. Okay, so not to worry. Okay, we have Kit and Aaron who share with us, about predate jitters and, like how are these going to hinder us from having a good memorable date, and how do we hide this first date jitters in front of our date? So over to you, Kit.
Thank you, Violet. Itchy nose got me. Like I immediately laughed. Itchy nose, fun one. So because of course we will feel like nervous. We will feel nervous for the first day. But I think the main reason of us getting nervous on the first day is we overthink it. We think too much on the first day. Like for example, like how am I going to react? Or what I'm gonna say, what should I do? What will she do? Like a lot of questions going on in your mind. Actually, it does makes you even more nervous. So you have a lot of imagination going on inside on your mind. Well, actually, it actually will got your first date like maybe not going well because you have all the scenarios going on in your mind already. You forgot to go to enjoy your first date. So my first tip, prepare yourself well enough before you go on a date. Prepare how? Like put on your makeup, spend some time on yourself, pepper time. Get your haircut, put on some makeup, put on some nice clothes, or even do some exercise before. So to freshen up yourself, so it can take your mind off of the first date. Let you don't overthink it. Yes, that will be the first tip. So the second tip will be distract yourself. Maybe go to eat a dessert. Maybe go for a run. Listen to your favorite music, some upbeat music that makes you feel the joy. Give you the hype before you go on the first date. So distract yourself, like don't overthink it. So hope you guys will have a success first date after a long while.
Thank you, Kate. I think those are definitely great advice. I love the distracting yourself before the first date. Yeah, I agree that sometimes, we are just so focused on it, and then, we just keep building up the anxiety, and then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And like, oh my goodness, then I think some of you have mentioned you get so nervous that you end up having to keep going to the toilet, or end up having stomach ache, and worst come to worst, at the end you don't even get to go on the date. That is really the worst thing that can happen. So like what Kit has mentioned, I think it's a good idea to just like listening to your favorite music, or just think about like your favorite food, or maybe just like getting on the phone with like your best friend and just, I don't know, like just talk rubbish, just chill out before going on your date. So what about you, Aaron? Like from a guy perspective, like is there like other ways that we can deal with this first date jitters?
Yes, Violet. Okay. There's some points that also Kit, as I mentioned already. So one of the things that I will strongly suggest, right, is not directly thinking about what will happen for the date. So the more we are actually trying to impress the others, the more we are going to set the mindset that we are trying to play ourselves in a way that we are trying to please the other party. Yeah. So always keep your options open. All right. So what I mean is that having the mindset of meeting someone as a friend, and definitely try to get happy about getting new perspective and learn new things about others. Yeah. So I mean, we are not limited to just one date and one dinner and things is over. So try to get basically learn something new. Yeah. So or enjoy your time with them. This way you can actually take off a lot of pressure from yourself, and you might not want to be like constantly trying just to think how to impress other people. Okay, so the next step that you can take is try to channel your negative and your nervousness, okay, into excitement energy. Yeah. So yeah, you can actually. I mean, we have been waiting for like quite a long time. So for the past 2 years, we are barely meeting with other people. Most of the time is through Zoom. Now we should be like putting our energy right into excitement. By getting more excited for things, for knowing new people and getting meeting new friends. And definitely you can actually share more about topics that is what you are going to look forward in future. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. I totally agree with you. I think one of the challenge is that we are too focused on the outcome. So I think, like what Aaron has mentioned about like just keeping our options open. Like don't think that, oh my goodness, this is the be it and end all, right? Like, oh, this is the only date I'm ever to go on for the rest of my life, which is obviously not true, right? It's like, so, like the more pressure that we kind of put on ourselves or on the date, or like just keep expecting like, okay, there must be a certain outcome from date, like we just keep focusing on the destination or the end point, that actually would make it a lot more stressful. So I think, like we also have been given feedback by certain clients. They say, they go on certain dates, and then it's like once they sit down, the other person kind of like start asking them questions like, like machine gun. So it's like, because they have so much expectation, they are just trying to sieve out, like what is happening. So don't go in with such a mindset. Really go in with a mindset that, okay, it's like a first date, it's going to be fun, I'm here to meet someone new, I'm here to get to know this person better. And who knows, like of course something come out of it, that's great. But if nothing come out of it, it's okay as well. Like it's getting to know a new friend. And I mean, who knows, like knowing new friends is always good, right? Like this person might be of help to you in the future as well, even like nothing romantic come out of it. So I think that's really, really important. Yep. So let's say, like we are enjoying our dates, like I think, the next question, of course, is like we don't want it to be like the one and only date, right? I think we have talked about this in a lot of our previous webinars previously. Okay, we test you guys again. Okay, what is the objective of a first date? Okay, tell us in the chat. What is the objective of a first date? Answer. First one will yes, thank you. So Deborah, like I know her by name. She also can even like comment on my hair just now, like clearly she has been attending quite often. So Deborah, very good. Thanks for remembering. The objective of a first date is to get a second date. Yes, okay. We have Eunice, Hui Min, Sunny, KH, yeah, Joseph. Well, very good. Like all of you are like have been listening very well, taking notes and remembering. So exactly, okay, so now we're enjoying our dates. How can we guarantee that we can have the second date? So like what do you think, Kit?
That's quite an interesting question, because a lot of us assumes if the conversation during the day went well, it's supposed to, like the guy will ask me for a second date. But actually, interesting conversation doesn't mean that you can go get a second date. So sometimes if you really like a guy and you feels like there's some sparks in it, but just quite not enough. So as ladies, I suggest you can do a little bit flirting, but in a good way, because good way of flirting actually can initiative a lot of hints to the guys to let him know that, oh, you are interested in the guy. So take some initiative. Don't always wait for the gentleman to flirt with you. Go for it. Go get it, girl.
Very nice. So I think, like now things are heating up in the room now, right? Like when the team first came up with the topic for tonight, I'm like, wow, Okay, so on this note, we want to hear from you guys. What is your flirting style? Yes, okay. Tell us right now in the poll. What is your flirting style? Don't be shy. Like I say, it's like we won't know who said what. So please share with us. We would love to know what is your flirting style. Okay, wow, answers are coming in fast and furious. Now you are getting the hang of poll, like now I can see that you are like answering a lot faster. Okay, I'm going to close the poll soon. So if you have not answered, this is your last chance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good job, guys. Okay, so anybody want to guess what is the answer with the highest percentage? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Wow, some of you quite smart. The answer is actually D. I still have no idea about my flirting style. 40% of the room said that. Okay, not to worry. That's why we are here at this webinar, right? Okay. But those of you who actually know, the highest is actually humor. Humor is 26%, followed by compliments, which is 25%. So actually quite close lah. So most of us are like, I think, quite shy. Maybe Asians usually a bit more conservative or more shy. So I flirt using physical touch is only 9%. Interesting. Okay, so now it's time to get some flirting tips from our love experts tonight. Okay, so Kit, ladies first, please share.
Yeah, so I think the first flirting style, like compliments. You give genuine compliments to one another. Maybe because I think like when compliments, when done genuinely, you can really make someone's day like better, so much better, make them smile. Because who doesn't like to be like appreciated? Like no matter, oh, your hair looked nice, or your makeup looked nice, your eyes look really beautiful. Like who doesn't love it? Who does? Who love compliments? No, let me know in the chats. Like if you would like it, I bet your first day would like it too. Yay, Polly! Yes, you like it. Oh, your typing is really beautiful. Yeah, you like it, right? Yeah. So, for example, for a woman to say to a man, you can say that I always feel safe when I'm around you, or you make me feel beautiful or appreciated, respected. Let a guy know that you appreciate him as well. And also maybe you met a guy and he has a really beautiful voice. You can tell him your voice is so deep and comforting and makes me want to keep talking to you, engage more. So give genuine compliments is the first one. For men, a lot of people will say like, for men to say to a woman, what can I say? You can say there's something about your smile that gets me every time. Well, that would definitely get me smile even more. So guys, try that. And maybe you can say, I like it when you wear your hair this way. You make it curly, you make it straight. Let a girl know that you pay attention to of her outlook. So it actually indicates that you pay a lot of attention to her. Yeah. So the second one is smile and nod more to appear to be more engaged. When the lady is talking, look into her eyes, smile, nod your head slightly. Don't do that. Yeah, even though you agree with him, with her, just nod slightly, and let the ladies know like you're paying attention to her, and you would love to keep the conversation with her. Yes, that would be my tips.
Thank you so much, Kit. I thought the one where you say like just not okay, don't like. It's so funny. Okay, so I think like definitely compliments are so easy to do, like, and I think like Kit obviously have shown like everybody loves compliments, right? I mean, when she says something nice about you, like like you just feel so good about it. And so I think sometimes you need a bit of practice. Like sometimes we just feel a bit shy, like, okay, how to compliment or what should I say? Yeah, but just start with like the most obvious things, like if the person is wearing like a really nice shirt, like, or like the person like have really nice makeup, just small things, and you can just start with that. And then as you just practice it more, you just get more confident with it, and then you're willing to like like maybe try a bit something that's out of your comfort zone. So okay, what about you, like Aaron? Like what are some of the ways to flirt, from your perspective?
So from my perspective, right, I think Joseph chat also, yeah, but I think a guy more concerned is really sexual harassment. but okay, physical touches, right, really is one of the best way, right, to really it's one of the best method to flirt. Yeah. So definitely for ladies, right? This is your forte. Yeah. So you rarely will hear a man got sexual harassment complaints. Yeah. So go for the hand, ladies. Yeah, go for the hand. Yeah, touch their hands. Talk to them while they are talking something that's interesting for you. Put your hand over their hand for a quick few seconds. Don't linger then, because it will get a bit uncomfortable even for a guy. So or you want to like playfully shake their kneecaps or give them a pat on the back. Yeah, so the guys will feel comfortable. So no matter what, right? We all of us have something called our personal space. And definitely when someone actually start to get closer, the feeling of two-person being connected, right, gets stronger. So for gentlemen, yeah, it doesn't mean that you have no hope at all. All right. So you always remember, right? From the hand, right? Always aim for the hand. Okay. Anything that is actually closer to the torso, right? Don't go so fast. All right. So you can do a light tap on your hand, okay, by telling them, hey, your foot is here or something like that. So you can do some light taps. That will build over time, and definitely you will feel closer and closer. Next up, body language. Okay, ladies, you can always like flip your hair, or you can start playing with your hair to show that you're actually interested from to the gentleman from time to time. Yeah. So this is one of the sign that will be more attractive for the guys. Yeah. Also, we can try doing mirroring. Yeah. So when two-person is actually in sync, right? They will mirror one another. Yeah. So let's say, for instance, someone is actually having a drink. You might want to actually reach for your glass a few seconds later. So that will feel that both parties are actually having the same thoughts. Okay. When people mimic one another, right, it's usually the sign that both parties are interested. Okay. So the more we do, the more closer you will get mentally. All right. Yep. So curious. Okay. The women really control the things with body language. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So for the next up, eye contact. Okay. Always remember that your eyes, right, are the window to your soul. All right. So maintaining eye contact, right, shows that you are confident with whatever that you're doing, and always constantly putting a lot of attention onto what they are talking about. So listening, right, always makes someone attractive, like what I said earlier on also. Yeah. So of course, do not stare into the other party eyes for like non-stop. Then it gets kind of scary. So try to maintain 50% of the time when you are actually when the other party is talking. And when you let's say for instance, when you are talking to the lady and you are listening to her, right? You might want to take a pause, um, drink a water, or probably go and pour something, or maybe get some food for her. Okay, so those are a few ways that you might want to distract yourself. You the rest of the time, I try to actually still maintain contact, but always you can always dart your eyes. Okay, so try to actually look within the region of their her eyes area. Okay, so even for the ladies, try to do the same thing. Yeah. All right. So back to you, Violet.
Thank you, Aaron. Okay, so I think for those of you who are just thinking like how this works, right? I have a very simple homework for you. Just go and watch Korean drama. Okay. Okay, because it's like when you're watching the drama and then you're like, oh my goodness, like wow, you feel so like what is the word? Like you feel so touched, or you feel so, oh my goodness, the oppa or like the girl or whatever, right? So just mirror what they are doing, just learn what they are doing, like how they are looking at the girl, how they're looking at the guy, how they like, they look down and then they look up. Yeah, these are the things that are flirting methods, and like make people's heart flutter. So like just like how your heart is fluttering watching it, right? Like you also want to make like your partner heart flutter in a real date. Okay. So thanks guys for that. And I really enjoyed, like being on the webinar tonight with two of our love experts, Aaron and Kit. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed it as well. We do have some time for Q&A. So those of you who have asked questions in the Q&A, we are going to answer your questions right now. If you do have questions and you have not asked them, not to worry. You can just go to the Q&A box right now and put in your question. We'll do our best to answer your question. Okay, so so Aaron and Kate, I will just direct the question to you guys so you can answer them. Okay, so the first question is during a date, what are the signs indicating that the person is not interested? Okay, so Kate, you want to take that one?
Okay, so if a person is not interested, usually they will cut the conversation really short, like maybe one sentence, two sentences. You will feel like they don't want the conversation to keep going. So that's the first indicator that indicates that maybe they're not interested, or they won't make a lot of eye contact with you because they're afraid of you will see through them. So they will stop looking at you.
I think those are great signs for sure. It's like, you know, they're not listening well, or they're just like giving you one or two word kind of answers, right? I think that's like very good. Okay, Aaron, I think this one for you, because you talk about body language, right? So I think, you know, Chris here is asking, what about lower back? Like, is that like a no go or go? You know, like, what do you think? Aaron, you're mute.
Oh, okay, so sorry. No, definitely no go. No, don't do it.
Especially on the first date, no go.
Yeah, especially on the
you
first date.
never watch Korean drama, right? Korean drama is like by 6 episodes, or sometimes maybe even 10 episodes, only you see the first kiss. Okay, no, I'm not asking you to do that. But anyway, yes, no go. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, next question. Okay, so this one is for Kit again. Can ask partner requirement in the first date, is it appropriate? So I think what Joseph is trying to say, is it okay to ask the other person what they are looking for in a partner on the first date?
Okay, if you really want to know what the guy or the lady is looking for, don't make it like a interview. Or what are you looking for? Don't go that way, but try to make it in a way like small talks, like sniff out informations during the talks, but not asking the question directly. It will make the other person like feel more comfortable to let him know, to let you know like what he's looking for. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Kit. Okay, next question for you, Aaron, from Billy. What if the person give close response? Like when I ask, why do you like to travel to Japan? Then she just reply, no idea, I just love it.
Wow. Probably you might want to actually dive in deeper. So one of the best methods, right, if you want to get the other party to really get engaged into the conversation, right, you might want to explore even deeper, like where is the region, what are things that she actually look around, and then you can actually expand on the topic. So by taking the proactive stance, right, you are going to make the conversation to be prolonged, and you definitely going to hear more answers. That's for sure.
Thank you, Aaron. Okay, we have another question here. So this is for Kit. So Curious say that I have problem getting a first date meeting people. Even if I talk to someone, they just answer politely and walk away. So meeting to even go on the first date is hard. I'm a guy and I don't want to come across as cringy. Yeah. So what do you think, Kit?
I think the first impression you give others is really important. So the way you talk, the way you stand, the way you use your voice, the tone you use, it makes everything different. So my advice is stand tall, open up your chest, look directly into the person's eyes, and talk gently. Don't talk too fast, because it gives the other person kind of like can you go a little bit slower? So talk with a nice pace and be genuine, like everyone would talk to you. Good luck.
Thank you, Kit. Okay, so Aaron, this is for you. Okay, I think this is right up your alley. How to initiate the second date with the guy, or through lunch actually consultants better?
Yeah, it's definitely better through lunch actually consultant. We will give you very decent advice, 100% for sure. But definitely for sure, right? For lady, right, we will definitely advise you, right, to give subtle hints rather than going too direct. And definitely for sure, right? You might want to say that oh, there's some place that really you will be interested to actually look to go. So definitely for sure, we want to actually see if the gentleman takes some stance, or you can actually give us some hint, right? Like I'm actually quite free during this weekend, or this weekend I'm actually quite busy. But well, next week I kind of bored. So probably these are new hints, right, to the gentleman to take the initiative. Sometimes I mean guys can be quite bai mu, so so they might actually really don't understand a lot of things. But after some hints, right, he will take action. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Aaron. Okay, so Kit, we got special requests for you to answer this question. Okay, so we have Andy here who say, what do women look for in men nowadays? Honest answer, please. Thank you.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I think for ladies who are looking to get into a really a serious relationship or looking to get into marriage, I think they're looking for guys who are mature, who are stable, and easygoing, and family oriented, of course, because we are going to build a family together. And I think chill. Don't be so pushy, don't be so aggressive. So just get comfortable with your life, with your situation, feel confident about yourself. This would be that kind of guy that I would look for if I'm looking for a guy to get into a relationship with. Yeah.
Nice, definitely. Yeah, I think, like we have done a lot of different surveys, and then one of the answers that kept coming up for what women are looking for. I mean, like people might think sometimes like, oh, women are looking for like, someone who has a good career, someone who has a good job and things like that, right? I think these are like very cliche kind of things that people might expect like women to say what they're looking for. But what we have realized, like what Kit has mentioned as well, is really, like women are looking for someone who carries themselves well. So, someone who is confident, someone who has plans, someone who knows like where they are going for in life, even though they might not be there yet, it's okay, but at least, like they know where they are going, they are purposeful, and they have the confidence. Okay, so we have a lot of questions. I think all of you are like probably loving our love experts, right? Great. But we do have some housekeeping to do, so I just want to do that very quickly. So first and foremost, we do have a special gift that we have for you. We always have something special for you. So for today, wow, this is so good. My goodness, like I'm so proud of my team. I didn't know that this is the gift we are giving today. This is so amazing. Wow, thank you guys. So yes, as you can see, our special gift for today is 200 engaging first date questions. Oh my goodness, this is like everybody must get, right? Because that's why you are here for this today. Okay, so go to the link that is being put out on the chat right now. So you can just go to this link and claim your webinar gift, which is wow. I also want to know what are these 200 engaging first date questions. I think this is so awesome. So please do that. And we also have our upcoming webinar. You can sign up for it. Yeah, I think like you can go to the link and you can sign up for it. And I believe we also have some special promotion that we are doing for this. Yes, there it is. Okay. So you all know what is 520? No? Let me know in the chat. Let's see if everybody know what 520 is. Okay. So we have this special promo for Hong Kong and Singapore. I think maybe because Aaron is from Singapore and Kit is from Hong Kong. Why you all like that? What about our colleagues in the other countries? Okay, but anyway, so those of you who are from Hong Kong and from Singapore, good news for you, because you get 15% off a membership package you sign up for in Hong Kong, and a 30% off for Singapore for this 520 special promo. Hey, Deborah, you really star student. She knows all the answer. Yeah, so 520 is like I love you in Chinese, right? Yes. Sunny say Malaysia no promotion. That's why lah. Hey, Aaron and Kit, why you all like that? So at Sunny, don't worry, you inquire, we'll see what we can do for you. Okay, so for our marketing site, is there anything else that we are putting on the slides? That anything after this? No? Then I can go back to answering questions, because I think we have a lot of questions to answer. We want to give our participants, like the best bang for their time, being with us tonight. Okay, so I'm going to ask the next question. Okay, this is for you, Kit. From Alvin. Should you brag on the first date? What if the woman feel that I'm not good enough? Oh my goodness, Alvin, thank you so much for asking this question, because I think a lot of guys, right, they really think the way to go on the first date is to brag. So please, Kit, please answer this question.
I think it's really important that don't be afraid to be failed, because everyone is so afraid that, I'm gonna fail, I'm gonna blah blah blah. Don't do that. Just go for it. Just try your best to impress the lady, but don't try too hard. Yes, I'll make good conversation and leave a good impression, because like I said, first impression is really important. So just go for it. Just ask, because I saw some comment in the chat box. Even though should ladies ask for a second date? Just go for it, because what could happen? Even the worst happen is he or she said no, and that's it. And you wouldn't lose a piece of meat, and that's okay. I think it's good enough. So just go for it. Be bold. Be romantic. Yes.
Yeah, yes, go for it. I love that, Kid. Okay, so we have a follow-up question, I think, from Billy. So I think, Aaron, maybe you can help Billy with this. So Billy said, I've tried about 4 to 5 topics that I prepared before the dates, yet the person still giving me close response, which make me feel that I cannot further expand on the topic. And she also does not review any usable keywords for me to expand on. So Billy say, is this my problem? Or am I meeting the wrong person? Or the person not prepared, or just don't know how to reply me? So Aaron, what are your thoughts on this?
Probably you might want to actually look into the way that you phrase your question first. Yeah. So there are people who actually like to ask like closed questions. So you try to actually engage more onto open questions that may actually help you. Yeah. So when someone start to actually speak more often, of course, there is a lot of time, right? You need to get the other party to get more comfortable. So ask something simple first. Okay, by asking them something simple, that will get people to feel more comfortable with you. And when you start to engage into deeper topics, right, the other party will be more open in sharing. Yeah, so it is open questions, right, for a reason. So try not to face your question like, do you like traveling? The answer is yes or no. Okay. Well, yeah. So you are going to close off. So where do you think that you are going to enjoy next place, right? Or what is your thoughts on traveling? Yeah. So that will actually encourage the party to open up. Yeah.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, so I think Billy, he's just trying to say like, maybe it's you because you keep asking close question lah. It's true. If you keep asking the person question with yes and no, then the person can only say yes and no. Okay, so yes, just instead of asking what we call like leading questions, right, where people can only say yes and no, always ask questions like like why, how, where, who. So it cannot be a close answer, right? Because it's just a lot more you can expand on. Wow, just a lot of questions. I'm just going to get our love experts tonight to answer 2 more questions, and then we probably have to close, because it's quite late for them, and I also feel quite bad for keeping them here so long, even though they are very happy to be here, as you can see. Okay, so Kit, this for you. If a guy keeps saying his ex, is it polite to stop it, or how to end this topic?
Okay, so I think a guy who will talk about his ex too much, actually, you can direct him to another direction. Like do small talks. Like maybe my ex like sushi, like Korean food, like Korea drama, and then you can ask him like, what about you? Put the focus on him, not the ex. So ask him, like, so what do you like? Don't talk about your ex. ask question about him.
Yeah, thanks, Kid. And I think sometimes, like, honesty is really the best policy. I think sometimes people are just not aware of it. Like they're just doing things subconsciously. But I think if we can just kind of bring it up like in a very like light-hearted manner, or like, just very like, jokingly, right? Like, hey, why you keep talking about your ex? I thought we are here to talk about each other, So then just like kind of get them to like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? I think sometimes people are just not aware of it as well. Okay, Aaron, so last question for you. I think this is a good way to end tonight's session. Okay, so from anonymous attendee, what is the number of dates to go before stepping into a relationship?
Wow. Okay. So we strongly suggest 5. Yeah. 5 dates is actually really the best time, right? Because you have known each another for some time, and to even get to 5 dates, right? I mean, there is definitely some interest. There's no way, right? I mean, most you won't even go to the second dates already. So there is already some interest with both party. When you are hitting the 5 dates, right, you should try and do not drag it like for too long. Okay, so you imagine you go for 20 dates, right, and you have not asked the golden questions. Yeah, it may not happen because it becomes too close, right? That both party feels like you're a friend. Yeah, so don't drag it too long. Yeah.
Nice, thanks, Aaron. Yep, I think five is about there. Like we usually would say, maybe minimum 4, maximum 7. Yeah, but not too many. So like 5 is about the magic number.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Thanks for all your questions. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being so attentive. And of course, I would like to say a big thank you to Aaron and also Kit for joining me tonight. I think they have done an amazing job. So please also do thank them in the chat. And of course, we also want to thank our 2 wonderful ladies behind the scene for tonight. We have Christina and we have Chaya, who obviously have done amazing as well. Like they are the one who make all of this happen. And then I was so impressed with the ebook that they have prepared for you guys as well. So thank you so much for joining us. We are going to see you in about a month's time. And of course, if you have enjoyed the webinar for tonight, if you're here for the first time and you think you have learned something new, please share with us right now in the chat. Like, what have you learned? Yeah, I forgot about that. I always want to ask you guys, like, what is your biggest takeaway? Because like every single session that you guys come, right, I want to make sure that you have a aha moment, you have a takeaway and something you're going to do about it. Because as much as like we are here to I would say entertain you, make you happy, but more importantly, we want to make sure that you're learning something. So please let us know in the chat, what is your biggest takeaway from tonight? What is your biggest aha moment? Let us know. Okay, so let's see. Eunice say magic number 5. Kang say, don't be afraid to fail. Sunny say, magic 5 days. Irene say, tell stories. Steven say, be bold and flirt. Chu say 5 dates. Adit say the magic number was a revelation. Wow, awesome. So a lot of you are thanking the team as well. That's really awesome. So thank you guys for being with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you again in a month's time. And if you have not downloaded, you have not put in your claim to claim the ebook, please go and click on the link right now. Like I say, I'm so floored by the the webinar gift as well. So I think since you're here, it will be something that will be very helpful for you. Like 200 questions that you can ask on a first date. And like I mentioned just now, if you have friends who might be interested in our webinar, please do share with them if you have enjoyed yourself tonight, because good things must share, right? And of course, don't forget about our 520 promotion. And those of you who are feeling left out because you're not from Singapore and not from Hong Kong, not to worry. Just email us at love@lunchwithlee.com if you're interested to find out more about our packages. I'm sure we can do something special for you. So with that, thank you guys. I will let Aaron and Kit and Christina and Chaya go because it is quite late at night. So once again, please take care, even though now everything is open up, but do take care, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll see you in a month's time. Thank you. Good night. Bye.